What's up, y'all? As you can see, we are not on the range and not out in the garage today. I brought you on inside for this first episode of Gunwall Wednesday. I'm really excited to show y'all this. If you've watched my channel for a while, especially some of my live streams, you've heard me mention about wanting to get my room here into shape so I can start doing more videos in here, more live streams. And one of the main things I wanted to do was set me up a nice gun wall. So just as I was about to start looking into companies that provide this kind of stuff, I was contacted through email by Hold Up Displays, an American family-owned company out of Wisconsin. They were interested in doing exactly what I was looking for. They wanted to know if I would be interested in them setting me up with one of their strong wall gun wall systems in exchange for some pictures on social media is all they asked for even. But once I got thinking about it, not only is it a very nice opportunity to get set up with something I was looking to get set up for anyway, but it opens the door for a whole new series now. I'm planning on doing these Gun Wall Wednesdays weekly or bi-weekly at least for the foreseeable future. What I'm going to do on this first episode, I'm going to show y'all about the system here, and then on the other ones, I've always been asked to do gun collections, and to me it just takes so long to do one of those, and it's just they're all the same, just dragging them out to safe, looking at them, putting them back up. I figured what I'd do is set a wall up every Wednesday with a different theme with, you know, a handful of my collection here and do it until I get through most of them. But I think it'll be real interesting because I've got some very, very cool themes in mind. But for this first one here, I didn't go real fancy, just a basic kind of setup here, but I did give you an idea of what kind of displays you might can make with this thing, and I want to tell y'all all about this system. So first and foremost, I want to mention again, this is a 100% US company based in Wisconsin. All of their materials are sourced here in the US. Even the wood products, on the ones that have wood products, are harvested wood from the US. All of it's assembled right here in the US. It's a 100% US company. As far as the product itself, you can imagine what you're going to get from a US made company with US materials. Absolutely fantastic fantastic quality. This stuff is incredibly strong. I've got a little 2-foot section of it here. It's 3-inch slat wall base is what this is, so it's nothing proprietary. If you can go out and get accessories if you wanted to fit 3-inch slat wall. Now what I can tell you is that was the first thing that popped to my mind, but after seeing the quality of this stuff and comparing it to some generic stuff like at Lowe's, it ain't even close, y'all. It is not even close. So 3-inch slat wall base, it's incredibly heavy duty extruded aluminum. I mean, this stuff, I mean, there's no way to demonstrate here on camera, but I mean, it's incredibly strong. Very nice powder coated finish on it. You can get it in several finishes: black, tan, like a silver, a gray colored, white. You can even get it, like I say, walnut wood, which looks very nice. Flag panels, camo panels. You can get a lot of different looks out of this stuff. All of the fixtures, again, US, all US material, assembled in the US. I'm not going to mention that every time, but just take it for granted. I'm telling you right now, every bit of it is sourced and made in the US. So the steel, they get it at their plant in Wisconsin. They assemble all of this stuff. Cold rolled steel here, all of it. Very nice fixtures here, and they're wrapped in this composite material. I don't think it's exactly rubber, but very nice. Really nice squishy material. I'm not worried about any of my stuff getting scratched with this stuff right here. Here's one of the handgun fixtures. Again, very heavy duty cold rolled steel. It's like, I mean, I can't describe it in the camera good enough. This stuff is incredibly heavy duty. All of it covered with that nice foamy composite, not even foamy, like rubbery squishy composite. No sharp edges at all on any of this. Even the little bolt in the middle has got a plastic cap protecting it. Now, I didn't make a full video of me installing this whole thing, but I did it myself. I didn't have any help at all here, so very easy to install. Now, I will say you'll work up a sweat putting these self-tappers in here, because again, this is some incredibly strong aluminum, but they made it as easy as possible for you. So now this stuff doesn't come pre-drilled, so you don't have to worry about where your studs are lining up. You put the screws into the studs wherever they might fall. They send you a bunch of these nice self-tappers here and a couple of long Phillips bits already. And the reason they do that is because they figured out a really nice system to keep you from slipping and all trying to get that self-tapper going. As you can see, they've got a spacer here, and I will run in a little bit of footage of this. This little spacer here, you put the screw in it, and then on the bottom side there, you can see it's squared off. It goes right in that slot and rests down on the bottom, and that way they've got a rubber band, like, well, more than a rubber band, but like a bungee kind of thing around it. And as you go down with this long bit, it's made to spread on out and goes right on in there, so you're not slipping, skipping, or anything. I can tell you right now, I did not have one single screw strip out, nothing slipped, nothing broke, nothing at all. So they make it as easy on you as possible, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna work up a sweat depending on how many of these screws you got to put into this tough stuff, because you put one on every single slot, so you've got basically 2 per rail, and I've got 11 rails here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of studs. So that's a whole lot of self-tappers. Now, to back up for just a second, as far as the way this stuff comes, it comes in pre-made wall sections, like 4 foot by 3 foot, something like that, with some assorted hangers. So you can get pre-made bundles. You can buy it by the literal rail. You can buy 1 rail at a time, however many rails you want. You can get anything from 2, 3, and 4 foot are the pre-length sections there, and then you join them together. Like, for instance, here, what I've got here is a 6 foot wide by 5.5 tall. So I've got a 4 foot section and a 2 foot section. In between them, you just hook them on the back with these little things right here. So 2, 3, 4 foot, or you can get the lengths custom cut to whatever length you want. You just have to let them know. But really, other than finding your studs, getting everything level, and putting in all these screws, that's all there is to it. You're just stacking rails and putting in screws till you got them all up. And then one little finishing touch they do offer to clean up the sides there, if you're not going all the way to the end of the wall, is this little angle iron, these little edge pieces. As you can see, they're powder coated to match. These just stick on down the side. I thought that cleaned it up pretty nicely. And then from there is where the real fun starts. You get to start organizing everything and making stuff look really cool. I don't care who you are, whether you think this is unnecessary or not, this right here is really cool. It really makes you appreciate your collection more. I'm going to be coming in here and just rearranging it at random. I'm just going to tell you now. Now, as far as security security, I'm not going to leave them here because I don't have this room secured fully like I want it to yet. So for me, it's just display purposes. That being said, they do have some locking displays on here that are incredibly sturdy. They wouldn't, you know, if somebody had a sledgehammer busting it off the wall, they gonna get it. But as far as just grabby hands, you not grabbing that off the wall. I'll show you here in a second. So there are some security features about this, and obviously if you turned a closet even, would be a great idea. If you didn't have a full room, turn a closet into a secure room like this and line the walls in this. So very nice stuff. It's not just for display purposes. You can make it a really nice staging ground and secure setup place. But as far as me, I'm using it to make some cool setups here. So as you can see, again, this is 6 foot by 5.5. So at the bottom here, I've got a couple of little shelves they offer too. I don't think I talked about those yet. Nice little shelves that lock in. All of this stuff is incredibly sturdy again, y'all. So you can put you a couple of shelves down here to put whatever on it. I've got me a couple little goat guns here, a little Scar 16 and a one of my AUG here that matches up. I've got the 17, but they don't have a 17 yet. They've got mag holders, of course, that hold just about any kind of mag you want. This is the way they come. They've got this little adjustable rod, again, with that very nice rubbery composite stuff. So you just adjust it wherever you want it. So it'll hold whatever you want. Even crooked old Glock mags, they've got a bottom slot down here. Them old finicky Glock mags, boom, they hold right in there, no problem. One thing you probably also notice is all this stuff is perfectly straight. I am very picky about that, and I've seen people comment even on other people's walls that, like, I hate that stuff has to be so crooked. It doesn't have to be crooked, not with this stuff at least, because you've got so many adjustments as far as, like, even on your handgun. You can see here, I mean, I've got the mounts like this. On the Python over here, they're the opposite way. So not only do you have the adjustment with both of them, but you can swivel these whichever direction. So there was nothing up here that I could not get straight with these mounts without any kind of modification to them. I put another one of the shelves up here for the M16A1 1911 kind of little theme here. I've got the helmet there. I've got my goat guns A1 bayonet there. Got some extra mags. So I love these little themes like this, and that's the kind of ideas I have for the Gun Wall Wednesdays to showcase the collection. Now, another thing I've seen looking at some people mess with other walls, and one thing I was worried about was taking them off of here and these mounts flopping, because, you know, if you just put it in here and you go to pull one off, I mean, there's nothing at the bottom, so who knows what could happen. But they give you these little clips, these plastic clips that go at the bottom, so, I mean, you ain't pulling nothing off the wall. It's on there. It's on there. You ain't pulling nothing off the wall, so that's really nice right there. You've got hooks for your carriers here, which are basically just a pair of incredibly strong hooks. You could use them to hang whatever you want on it. Again, this stuff is just very strong. I don't think I mentioned yet either, lifetime warranty on this stuff. Obviously, if you felt it, you would understand why. They probably have to honor very few warranty claims. As you probably already noticed, they've got helmet hangers also. These, again, just big old strong steel there that you can put whatever kind of helmet you want on. As far as sizes of what you can put on this stuff, I've tried everything from some of the largest, longest stuff I've got to some of the smallest. I haven't found anything yet, maybe besides the NAA, something just real tiny like that. But even stuff like this little small Beretta, it's super simple. You just find you a place, we'll run it right. Yeah, we'll do it right here. And like I say, it's this straight. It's so easy to get everything straight. I mean, that right there is already straight just like it is, but it kind of covers a lot. So you got several different ways you can display this stuff if you wanted more of an angle. Some people like the angle, so boom, you got it at an angle there. So all kinds of different options with the hooks and stuff they have. And then I mentioned this locking one here earlier. This one happens to be for a handgun. It's the same one for the longer stuff, just with an attachment on the other end. So again, this thing is locked in. I mean, I've got it bolted down solid, and this is a hunk of steel. As you can see, you got a set of keys for it. You pull that and it cams out, and boom, you're right back off of there. So basically what I pulled out of there was this steel bolt that's got teeth on it, and you just use it. Once you put it back, you can see, so you can adjust it for the width there. You've got rubber pieces on both sides, really thick rubber. That right there, soft rubber on the other side, really thick, so no danger of damaging anything right there. And again, this is not any kind of cheap little trigger lock thing. This is a hunk of steel right here, y'all. Very solid, very sturdy, not some kind of little cheap locking system. Now again, obviously it's not a safe. You take a sledgehammer and you're gonna gonna whack this thing off the wall, no doubt about it. But nobody's just gonna come with being grabby or handsy and pick anything up off of this. Now these are what I would call semi-permanent as far as putting them in position. You can move them, no problem. They're not screwed to the wall or anything, but you have to get some wrenches and screwdrivers. You can't just unclip it like the regular ones. And like I mentioned, with this system being used through the trigger guard like it is, as far as longer stuff like SCAR or whatever, on the other end, your barrel goes through this loop here. Now this isn't secured with a lock or anything. This is probably more just to let you know that the lock's on the other end, just so you'll know for yourself. Now of course they also offer a vertical rack system to go in the wall here that you can stack them in long ways if you've got a bunch, especially if this were a secure safe room and I was using this for permanent use, then I would care more about that right there. But me, I'm going to be moving them back and forth into the safe, but a lot of people may be interested in that. So they do have that, and they do have that in locking versions and standalone versions of other kind of locking devices. Now a couple other important things I want to mention to you on this first episode here. As far as where you can get this, I'll leave a link down below. I'm telling you straight up right now, I don't have any affiliate links to them. I'm not getting paid for any of this. Anything y'all buy, I don't get any kickbacks, anything. I think this is some fantastic stuff, and I definitely appreciate them hooking me up like this, so I'll leave their link down below. They don't do the whole discount code thing either. Their deal is the more you spend, the more you save. Literally, the more you spend, the bigger discount you get off of their site. You also get a very nice free stand for your first order. It's worth like 150 bucks, I think, for your first $100 order. You get a free stand. They have a lot of different free giveaways, so they just give you the savings up front is their thing. Now, that being said, this stuff ain't cheap, because this ain't cheap stuff. I mean, that's just the way it is. All American made. I have people all the time asking me to promote and show all American made stuff. Well, here it is. Now, again, if you go for a huge big setup, you're going to have a pretty good investment to start out, but this stuff is completely modular. You can buy one rail at a time and just stack them. Every time you want to buy another rail, 2 more rails, 3 more rails, whatever, and just build the whole wall from there. So hit up their website and check this stuff out. They've got a really cool virtual setup device on there that you can put in the dimensions of the wall you're wanting. It'll put how many slats you want on a little scale device. It's got little scale parts that you can move around on there, and then it'll tell you what you need, the cost of it, and all that. So check that stuff out if you're interested in one of these. Again, there's no affiliate links or anything like that. If they have a notes box though, and y'all do decide to get something from them, make sure you leave a note and tell them you saw them from my channel. But I'm gonna wrap this one up right here before it gets way too long. Y'all know I could ramble on for a long time, especially about all this stuff I've got hanging up here right now, but I'm gonna control myself and wait till another episode. The rest of them's gonna be all about the goodies that's hanging up though, and I've got some really good stuff planned. So if you're looking forward to more episodes and you enjoyed the video, make sure you reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got them notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload new stuff. If you are doing some shopping, again, I'll leave this link to Hold Up Displays, not an affiliate link, but I do have some affiliate links down below, so check them things out. Anything you buy after hitting those links up, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really appreciate that. As always, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. Really good stuff on the way, so be on the lookout, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.